All right, let me answer a couple questions real quick. Not real good at the email and stuff, so. And Andrea's working nights this week, so to help get a reply quicker, the windows will come out of this. I just the owner wants to try to get these out in one piece. He came this weekend and it was a little cold, and the rubbers weren't having it. We just redid this car about a year ago and it got in this accident, so this is here for this is actually a collision repair. It's turned into an all over, you know, make it a little nicer type deal. So these will come out. These chrome pieces are a real pain in the butt to put in, and sort of an expensive setup here, I guess. So we're going to try to work the rubber off the lip there and pull it out as one piece. Now, whether that'll work or not, I don't know. Going to try to come when there's a little sun and do it. Normally what I do is cut the rubber back here and push the window out. Now, a lot of times what I'll do if I am doing an all over on a bug, and I know I'm going to replace the rubbers, I'll leave the glass in and I'll cut it here with a razor knife, and I'll pull the rubber out so I can get around the lip and prep it, and right at the end I'll pull the glass out when I tape it. That keeps all the dust and the contaminants out of the interior of the car, you know, while you're doing the overall prep. So generally I take the glass out. There are some cases, you know, when we do like a repair or something where we'll use a special tape where we can pull this rubber up, or you can use a piece of rope under here. There's several pieces, or not pieces, but several ways you can tape this off and not leave an edge on a beetle. You know, you can actually get a piece of rope under there and actually make some tape that'll pull that rubber back to turn the corner. But these will come out. They were out last time we painted it, and we were just trying to save the rubbers. So that's something that the customer's going to do himself, though. It wasn't on the original estimate. The only thing that was on the original estimate was to pull it, repair the quarter panel on this side, replace the bulkhead, put a beam in it, and we built a whole new pan for it now. And this is the second clip I cut off a car that we ended up using this time, and I'm having to do all the rust repairs on it. So this is pretty much another restoration all over. I mean, other than the back half of the car, it was pretty straight. We had a little rust issue down at the bottom that we're going to take care of, but that was about it on that one. Now this, on the other hand, is my bus, and this was all painted. I had this all done, and it never got put together. Circumstance after circumstance, you know, I had the neck surgery and stuff, and it sort of got pushed outside, and it sort of rotted out there a little bit, you know. And I sold two guys the same color as this on a bus, so I figured they're in the same club that I'm in, and probably going to change the color, you know, other than red. Now normally I would take the glass out, but I had to buy four windshields for this bus to get the glass in. Excuse me. Beg my pardon. Anyway, this windshield was a real bear, man. I don't know if you guys have ever done a bus windshield, but real pain in the butt. I went through several rubbers. Finally ended up having to get this rubber from West Coast Metrics, and or Wussburg West, that's what it was. And she went right in, you know. Well, not without a little bit of a fight, but so that will be staying in. I'll be doing the rope technique on this. Maybe I'll show that, roping the seal up, you know, because we're gonna have to get some color under this rubber, obviously. And I'm definitely not taking that windshield back out. These doors might come apart. I have the new rubbers for here and the new scraper, so these will probably get pulled out. I just haven't got to that yet. These are just them with a couple screws, and these will have to stay in. You know, these rubbers are pretty pliable. I can pull these back. These were also a bear to put in. So wasn't a real good experience. Some of the YouTubers helped me with a suction cup idea to pull that in, and ended up barbooing, or you know, total in the piece that goes here. This has to be off to get the glass in, and real fun. Still have to tackle the back one here with a new rubber. Haven't got to that yet. But this thing's gotten to the point where I just want to drive it, you know. I mean, I want to go camping. It's not really a showpiece, and it's all about using it, and I let it sit in the garage for the rest of my life. So generally we do pull the glass out, but sometimes, you know, stuff happens, and like with this one, this will definitely have the glass out of it, but it's just not to that point yet. So I wanted it out this weekend. We did work on it, but it was cold here. Same with this one here. You know, this one's pretty dried up and pulled away from the thing. This is hard as a rock here, boy. You can see how brittle that rubber is. Just breaks off. This will get a new rubber for sure, and the windshield's broken this. But so that's that. Let's mix some of this primer up real quick here. I'll put you on the stand. We'll prime this bus up while I got you on. So we're gonna use this direct metal primer. Shake it up. Shaker. There you go, HBR. I know you like those paint shakers. So, yep. So this is a 4-to-1, and we're going to use the GTI Developus for this. Strainer. So we're gonna go run and grab a strainer real quick. We'll need one of those. Got the strainers. That should be all shook up. There's plenty of smell to it. It's much thinner than the HS3. You can stick a stick in that and it'll stand up. So this is definitely a lighter product. But good for what we're doing. Just going back and spot priming a few areas that got missed. Some dings here and there. Two crappy bumpers. Pull the cap off. So that's 4-to-1. 4 parts primer, 1 part catalyst. Got to talk to ZZ Astro 3 last night. Steve, cool guy, working on the boat. You know, got to talk for about an hour. And, that was cool. I always like talking to the YouTubers. So, yeah, we'll see some more projects from him. Okay, so that's what we got. I don't know, can you see? No, you're looking at the damn wall. There we go. There's the paint cup. So anywho, let's put this in the GTI. We're using the GTI. It has a 1.5 tip. And let me get my respirator and we'll get to spraying some stuff. Alrighty then. So we'll start with these bumpers. Okay, now I just wiped those bumpers off. I mean, I wiped them off with a cloth and tacked them and blew them off. I don't ever like to introduce any grease and wax remover over my Bondo. I feel like it's way too porous and the grease and wax remover can get soaked into it and it's hard to get it evaporated out. So that's just my 2 cents. You guys do it however you want.
find somebody to put this. Let me see here.
Time out, commercial break, all that stuff. Oh, Tommy shoe. Want to know what kind of sandpaper I use? Use 3M red, brother. 3M red. Here you go, buddy. It's 3M cheap stuff. Not the Crystal Bay, but the red. Works pretty good. Of course, I use a lot more paper probably than all you guys. When it stops cutting, I stop using it. And, you can go through quite a bit of paper that way. One thing you got to remember about sandpaper, especially with fine grits, when you get down to the 180 and 320, if you overuse the paper, you start not cutting it straight. The finer you go with the grit, the harder it is to keep the panel straight, obviously, you know, especially when you're doing mud work. So you want to do most of your straightening with your, you know, get your body work straight before you prime it, obviously.
Alrighty. Put some more on this.
So with these matrix primers, man, you gotta have a lot of gun to get it out of the gun. I don't know, it looks like it's pointing at the floor. You know, a nice big tip on the gun helps. HVLPs have a hard time spitting this primer out. This GTI is an HVLP, but it has the 1.5 tip on it, which is pretty big. So it gets it out, but you have to narrow the fan and slow way down to get it on there. So.
Alrighty. Turn this back around, try not to scratch it. Go.
every time I use that GTI, anything for base, man, I get it runs. That's alright. Primer needs to be nice and thick. These were really crappy. But you can see how shiny that primer is. It almost looks like that Sherwin-Williams stuff that Slow SRT uses. It'll dry shiny just like that, like it's ceramic coated. And stands real nice. So these bumpers are really crappy. I shaved the bolt holes off this one. And crappy's okay with carbon fiber because the wavy look, you know, you never see it. And yeah, so that's where we're at. You can see the texture there. It's almost like a clear coat on that primer. I don't know if that's why people didn't like it, you know, if it was too shiny, but it does sand really nice. And this is the same primer we used on the van when we went from 80 grit right to this primer here, right to 320, right to paint. So it does work good. Oh, no wonder the fan's not on. I thought the fan was on over here. I'm like, what's all this overspray? There we go, that'll clean it out. Alright, let me go upload this. And we might have to find something to carbon fiber paint because I don't know if those will be dry. And I want to do this because a lot of people are asking. So we will find something to lay some carbon fiber on and do some painting. So let me go upload this and I'll get back with you guys.